Hey guys, I am coming to you live on a Sunday morning. I'm doing this quick periscope and I'm doing a joint periscope with my husband. Say hi.
Hello.
I've been getting a lot of communication from estheticians just asking about how they can be successful. And I always talk about success having to do with your partner. Good morning. So I have a very loving and cooperative partner in my business, but who's also very supportive. And I think that that's one thing for me being a single mom. I never really had support. And I think I'm fortunate because Rudi is, definitely unique. He is not intimidated by my CEO status.
You're the boss in the business. You know better than me what's going on there, so absolutely.
Just in the business.
Well, of course. I have to have at least the illusion of being the boss at something.
That's your own illusion. Okay, all right. So anyway, the reason I wanted to come and chat with you guys today is because, one, we're sitting up here waiting because we have to buy tickets for my daughter's recital. We're waiting in the rain. And we are really trying to, or I'm trying to, really communicate on a bigger scale, good morning, about just really having support. And I think part of us, we get to that I'm every woman situation. And trust me, I rode that I'm every woman for a good almost 20 years. I'm every woman. I don't need support. I can do it. I don't need help. No one can do it better than I can. I can do it all on my own. And it really wasn't until my husband now came along that I really didn't realize it's not really about I can do it all. It's really more that I need help. And I can't do everything. And if you have a partner who's supportive and who wants to help, good morning, who really just wants to help and say, we can do this for our business, that's a whole different ballgame. I was married before and I just did not have a supportive husband. So for me, I felt like I had to do everything just because I had to prove him wrong. I got to be successful. I can do this on my own. If you don't help me, so be it, blah, blah, blah. But now that I have a relationship where I have a very supportive partner and you can't do it by yourself, and someone who really is interested, I would say interested to a T, because he's not let me wax him yet. Why haven't I waxed you yet, love?
We haven't had time. We've been so busy. That's why. That sounded good. That works for me.
Tell the truth, baby. Everybody's laughing at you. They know. Just tell it. Just say why you don't want me to wax you.
We honestly just haven't had the time. That's my story.
So I guess I could do a periscope waxing you. Would you like that?
Sure. Waxing what?
He is scared. Does it matter?
Of course not, sweetheart. I would love for you to wax me. Anything. I completely trust you. Anything you want to wax.
Okay. But don't challenge me. Yes, I don't understand what he's scared of. But here's the thing. He watches me do so well. He's seen how successful I am. He's not intimidated that I wax other men and all of that stuff. But usually, prior to me getting married, I actually had a prerequisite. So if you wanted to date, you had to get waxed. And for some reason, I did not do that with him. And I don't know why. And here I am married. Yep, see, I'm best in the business. I don't know.
That's right, because I'm special. That's why.
So we may have to do a periscope. I may have to wax him and do a periscope. But I'm segueing. I'm sorry, guys. So we'll get back to the whole being supportive. But yeah, you got to have a support system. If you don't have a support system in place, it's hard to do everything. It's hard to wear the hat. I had a really good friend yesterday call me and said, you make everything look so easy and so good. I said, you don't really see my support system. I mean, I have a true solid support system. Now, my mom and dad get on my nerves, but at the end of the day, they're going to do and help and try to be as supportive as they can. You know, Rudi is part, I would say, a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes, he does. He's back there, you know, bagging up, waxing up, making boxes, doing all kinds of stuff, you know.
Manual labor.
Manual labor.
Absolutely.
How do you like my world, though, babe?
It's fascinating. It's fascinating to me. And again, like I said, you're the boss. You know better in this business than I do. So I have no problem following directions. I make suggestions. And as an outsider, sometimes they work. Sometimes they are being told that, what the heck are you thinking of? But, you know, and that's how it works. That's how it works.
See, that's the kind of answers that we like. Now, in the real world, he is not that forthcoming. You know what? But no, he is. I mean, he helps a lot. He does a lot for the business. So a lot of stuff that's behind the scenes, and especially for support for me, he does a lot of stuff with our daughter. You know, he really makes sure that, you know, absolutely happy wife, happy life, baby. You know that.
That's the golden rule.
That's the golden rule. Yes. But he is. He's extremely supportive, and is constantly telling me how proud he is. I think part of it is that when we first met, and we met online, you know, he didn't understand what I did, and we went on a date, and I told him what I did. I don't think he really understood, and then the next day, he showed up at my office and, like, walked in like he owned the place. And I was like, we went on one date. Why are you at my office? And he walked in, walked past me, started looking around, like, didn't even say hello, just came in. No, I take that back, because he kissed me before. Because that's our point of contention, because he wanted to have a kiss on the first date, and I don't do that. So he walked in, kissed me, and then walked around the entire building without even saying hello. And that was the first date. So the next day, he just walked into my business and was like, what do you do here? Tell me what you do.
Absolutely. I'm a professional. I do my research. That's what I do.
I'm like, oh, this is a whole different ballgame now. So that was like within the first 48 hours that we met. We had a date. We went out that night. He showed up at my office the next morning. Didn't tell anybody, like 10 o'clock that next day. Because he was like, I was right. She's the real deal. Exactly. Nah, he just ain't never met anybody like me. That's what it was.
True. True. And I can back that up every day. Yes, absolutely.
I was like, oh my gosh, this man that came to my office, like, is he a stalker? Oh gosh, because you know I do have stalkers. I may do a periscope about that. I have quite a few stalkers, male and female. It's been very interesting in the stalker world. I mean, I think because I'm online, I think a lot of people just kind of know that they know me or think they know me. So it's kind of weird. It is a good love story. Thank you. But yeah, I've had quite a few stalkers. And the stalkers that I've had in person are people who I never would have thought would be stalkers. And one, I told you about the cop, right? Yeah, he knows about the cop. That one was scary because, you know, cops have a lot more access to your personal information. And, you know, I got segued by his beautiful face, and it was crazy. And he followed me home, basically. And, yeah, that was ugly.
Yeah, well, all of that has stopped and stops now.
Oh, Lord. Baby.
So, yeah, that's not happening anymore.
What? Did I mention that he's an alpha male? Maybe I should mention that. I think that's one of the reasons why I love him, is because he's extremely, right? Rudy's not having it. He's a huge alpha male, extremely protective. Yes, extremely protective, like to the point where it's almost like, wow. But yeah, he's
yeah, but you know, let's get back to the subject. No, what I have to say to this, honestly, though, is I come from a totally different world and totally different industry. I've been one of the top people in my industry, uncontended, for a long time. I'm the best at what I do. And so for me, to meet Stephanie and actually get a glimpse behind the curtain to see what this whole business is and what it entails, and at what level she operates, and at what level, with the right support and the right help, it can be elevated to. I think is a really important thing that I realized and that I saw. I see the incredible potential, first of all, in what she does, the services that she can bring, and why would I not want to invest in that? Because I married her, I'm married into this whole life, and it is a great opportunity to lift some of the weight off of her shoulders, to kind of more equally distribute that between the two of us, and hopefully with my help and the things that I can bring, we'll be able to, as I said, elevate this to a whole new level and make a life for this and make a great life for this. And that's one of those things that I think all of you guys, when you listen to her periscope and when you see what she's doing online, is what she's trying to convey, that you can make a life with this, and you can make a comfortable life with it, and it can be fun and interesting. And I think that's one of those things that is really important, and why a lot of you guys chose this field, because you don't want to sit in an office. You don't want to work for somebody all your life and do the same thing and punch a clock. And she's given you a lot of tools and a lot of great first-hand advice. I think that's a really important thing, that this is not somebody who's reading from a script. This is somebody who's living it and takes you guys along for the ride, and I think that's a very, very important thing, gives you the shortcuts. Because if you listen to a lot of what she says, she's given you her experience. And that will make you more successful and will get you to where you want to go in a shorter period of time. And I think that's what we all want.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome, baby.
Isn't he cute? Oh, you're welcome, darling. You're welcome. He's a good one. He didn't even tell you guys what he does. I don't know why he just doesn't share. We are. Thank you. Tell people what you do, baby.
It has nothing to do with what you do. We're talking about your world.
Okay. This is Stephanie's skincare piece and passionate. Thank you. He is. I am so smitten with him. He's the best. He's mine. But, part of it is that you really do have to have that support system. And I think for me, working so hard for so long by myself, it was a true eye-opener when I met someone who was truly a man and wasn't intimidated or, wasn't trying to say, oh, you can't do that, or I can't be with you because you have this. It was really more about how can I fit in and how can we do this together. And for me, this is a whole uncharted territory for me. Because again, I truly think that I'm alpha female. So you have an alpha male here, I'm alpha female, and we just sit up there and look at each other sometimes, and I'm like, I am not doing it. So what are you going to do? And I think for him being so, what's the right word? So masculine and so just take charge. Rudi is a professional bodyguard. So he does very, very, very high-end protective services. He's also armed. So he, has a lot of training, and that's what he does. He's been with one of his clients for 20 years. 20 years, and he does high security. So she is a VIP. She's extremely famous, and he takes care of her and her family, and he's done that for 20 years. So, for him, it's really, you could tell he's in security. Exactly. And it's funny because at the Philadelphia show, when we were putting the booth together, this guy came up to him and was like, oh, didn't I see you at the club last night? And I'm looking at him like, did you sneak out when we were asleep? What club did you go to? He's extremely serious. And then the guy was like, yeah, I work security at the door. So then he's over there, I work security too. So both of them became like best BFFs in like 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what? Every time I take him somewhere, everyone can tell because just his demeanor is very serious. He's extremely protective. He sees all things. You should see him with my daughter. They're them two. I mean, you think we're funny. Oh my gosh, him and my daughter, they're just, it's hilarious. But you need that in order for you to really get to where you want to go. And it is what we do and how we live this life. Our life is not normal. You know, most people are okay with punching a clock. I'm not. I want to know what I'm making. I don't want to have to guarantee or rely on someone else making it for me. I also want to make as much money as I can as fast as I can. So there's a lot of flexibility in what we do. It's just getting the right formula to make sure that it's consistent. Because right now I get so many messages about how slow it is. And the thing about being slow is that you can change that if you consistently communicate with your customers. So sometimes when it's slow, you have to think back and say, have I consistently talked to my customers every day or every other day? If I haven't, then this is kind of the follow-up to me not talking or communicating. So absolutely. And everyone needs support. And I think part of it too is that when you ask for support, it's really specific in how you ask. Like with Rudi, that was my thing of learning how to ask for help, because I am the type of person, if I have to ask, I should have already had it. And, you know, where do you see yourself in this business 5 years from now? For me, 5 years from now, we'll be at a whole nother level. I mean, you know, with us just relocating to Dallas is step one. We are bringing on some different hair removal products. That'll be step two. And then step three, you know, Rudi and I are really want to take it to a national level. So I'm going really, really fast, but I had to do this part slow in order to get the groundwork together. Now that I have my formula down, now that I have everything that I need to kind of launch, that's kind of, we're going to, a whole new level. We're relocating to Dallas, the May of 2016. So that's where we're going to have our warehouse. We're so excited. This is a 12,000 square foot facility. So it's huge. And absolutely, do you help mentor one-on-one? You know, I don't have as much time to do one-on-one, which is why I like my mastermind groups. And the mastermind groups give me access to 40 to 50 SDs at one time. So it's hard for me to do one-on-one. Thank you so much. So I can't do one-on-one because I don't really have the time to do one-on-one. I've really kind of balanced my life to really have work at work. And then when I'm home, I'm home. And because Rudi and I work together, that's one thing that, you know, I have to really make sure that I balance a lot too. So I don't do as much one-on-one as I would like or that I have time for, but I really try to balance a lot. But yeah, having support is extremely important to that. Do I have to go back to state board when I relocate? I actually just need, I think Texas is reciprocity. So I think all I have to do is apply, and I have to be working as esthetician for 2 years, which I have way more experience than that. And then I just apply for it. So it's really nice. The one thing I like about Dallas, Texas too, is that I can tint and wax. I don't have to, you know, follow California rules anymore. I'm going to keep my California license though too. So I'll have both. But we're excited. We're excited about the relocation. We're excited about the opportunities that are in Dallas. We're excited because we can be able to kind of hit you guys a little bit easier. Most of my clientele, believe it or not, 80% of my clients who buy with me Smooth Skin Supply are Midwest and East Coast. So this is going to cut down a lot on that travel time. You know, boxes can get to you in 2 and 3 days and not 5 and 7. So we're really excited because this is going to take the business on a whole nother level and allow us to do a lot of things that we want to do on a, you know, completely different scale. So it's exciting. We have a lot of good stuff that's happening, and we really wanted to it'll get up north faster. Absolutely. And the other part too is that, you know, a lot of the stuff that I do it with the intention from an esthetician point of view. I'm not the type of person to really, I've been asked on multiple occasions to take what I do and do it in a national level with product specific. And that's not something that I want to do. I don't want to have my stuff on every shelf at Sally's or Maylee's or anything like that, because I think it would be a detriment to the hard work that I've done, because estheticians who really partner with me and do business with me understand this is a business. I don't want it in everyone's hands. If I wanted my wax in everyone's hands, I could go directly and I could do what I do and take it to a Sally's or take it to a Maylee's or take it to a Cosmoprof. I really could, but I don't want to do that. That's not my idea. My idea is to really focus on the estheticians who want to take their business from a solo SD and take it to a next level. That's where I succeeded in doing. And there's a lot of things I would have done differently, which is why I share with a lot of you what I would do differently. So I think it's really about being how do I want to focus myself, my business, all of that thing, you know, everything. How do I want to do that and still balance, you know, being a wife, being a mom, being able to travel, being able to have all of that? That's kind of the things that happen behind the scenes. Your prices beat them all. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, exactly. I think part of it too is that you guys have to realize I'm not a type of business person where I feel that I have to be in everyone's spa or salon. That's not kind of how I do things. There are people who have been happy with what we have and then they move on or they come back. And then there's people who don't even know what I do and then they come along. I think everything happens for a reason. And I am not the type of business person that said that I need to make multi-millions of dollars off of people and then just sit back and then say I'm going to sell the business. That's not kind of how I am. I'm too passionate about what I do. And I still enjoy doing it. Now, if I, 15, 20 years later say, oh, I'm going to stop waxing butts, then we could cross that bridge when we get to it then. But that's a good, 15, 20 years. That means I'll be, about 60. And who knows? I may still want to wax butts at 60. I don't know. You see his face like, 60? You're still waxing a butt at 60?
I'm hoping at that point we'll, sit on the beach somewhere. That's about it.
You gotta love him. He is so honest. I gotta love him. What time is it, baby? We got 10 more minutes. Okay, good. So we can still chat. I liked what he said, though. You see why I keep him. Maybe I'm building an empire for my daughter. You know what? It's so funny. My daughter, when she was younger, look at, he's laughing. When she was younger, or even now, sometimes she'll still talk about how I wax butts. 60 butts, yes. And I told her, I said, well, when you grow up, you're going to wax with mommy. I don't want to wax butts, mommy. That's not why I go to school. It's not to wax butts. I said, but mommy makes good money waxing butts. But I don't want to wax butts, mommy. Please say I don't have to wax butts. I said, well, don't you want to do what mommy does? Wax butts? I do more than wax butts. So then she told my mom, she calls my mom Mima. Mima, mommy said I have to go to work with her when I grow up and wax butts. And my mom said, why you tell that baby that? I make good money waxing butts. Celine needs to learn how to wax butts too. She said, don't tell that baby she need to go wax butts. And then there comes my dad. You damaging that baby. You just damaging her. Talking about waxing butts. Who wax butts? Dad, there's a lot of people that wax butts. You damaging her. So we'll see. We'll see how much she'll want to. But when she comes to the office with us and she has days off, she loves to come in and do the packing. And she would love to talk on the phone with some of you guys. We have to wrestle the phone out of her hand because she'll grab it and want to talk. But that part she loves. But when she was like about 3 or 4, oh, she always would cry. I said, yeah, Celine's going to work with me. She going to be waxing butts. I don't want to wax butts, mommy. Please. It was so cute. My mom and dad would just hate it. They just be like, why are you telling her that? Because she probably is going to be waxing butts. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That is true, honest, good, hard day's work. Not everybody can wax butts. It's a skilled, learned, skilled thing to do. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys, we're going to sign off for our Sunday. We got to go in here and get our tickets so we can start the rest of our Sunday. I will still have our Tuesday night esthetician chat. We are going to be breaking down 7-Minute Brazilian. We're going to talk about waxing butts, talk about butt hair, talk about all of that stuff. We're going to break it down on Tuesday. And yes, we are going to have a great time talking about Brazilian waxing. We'll chat about the 7-Minute Brazilian. We'll chat about all of that and my waxes and all that good stuff. So that'll be on Tuesday, okay? So you guys have a great Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure tomorrow's Marketing Monday. Make sure you get all your posts out. Get your Instagram pictures together. Start talking to folks. Start reminding them about the gift certificates. Keep doing all of that, okay? All right, guys. We'll see you later. Say bye, baby.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.